Earlier this year, I did a record with Migos titled Kelly Price, featuring Travis Scott. The Culture album is nominated for a Grammy right now, so every producer on the album is Grammy-nominated producers at this point.
Alright, man, it's your boy Star Cam, Durtty Boyz, Hot on 79, checking in one time for the one time. I got my dog Cash Clay in the building. We're about to go into an unbarking of the unheard story behind the producer, the beat maker, the what else? Give me some engineer, mixer, master, everything. You do everything, right?
Try to.
Okay. Okay. Let's start from the beginning. Like, where are you originally from? We're in Atlanta now, so where are you originally from?
Okay, originally I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. I've been in Atlanta. For y'all looking that ain't from here, you know, that ain't here. I've been here since '98. Wow. So I've been here a while. I went to Morehouse College. Met a lot of people, man. So I just been down here ever since.
Dope.
Yeah.
So like early start. Just what was it like growing up for Cash Clay in the beginning?
Growing up, period, like from high school and all that.
Yeah.
It was cool. Like, it was rough in St. Louis with the gang activities. That's why I don't really get into that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's real to me. You know what I'm saying? So that part was, I veered away from that. I went to the music and the sports. You know what I'm saying? More so. And then growing up, I started rapping at 16 in high school. Then took that to college. When I came to Morehouse, I was rapping. Met another producer down here. He go by the name of Jay Hen. Okay. That's one half of the business production.
Right.
So he showed me how to make beats before he got his deal and went to LA. So that's pretty much how I got started with the producing.
Wow. Yep. So you still stay in Atlanta?
Yeah, I'm here.
Why don't you move out to LA like a lot of these other producers? A lot of producers are saying they're just moving to LA just to tread different waters because it's a lot more talent in LA. And why don't you move out to LA?
To be real, I had a deal out there in LA, and I was contemplating that. But what happened was when I went to LA, I realized I didn't make my impression in Atlanta. I've been here all these years. So I came back and made my impression felt. And so since then, I just been turned up. I felt like I had to turn up in the city where I'm from before I could move to another city.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, let's talk about turning up. The turn up, right?
Yeah.
Like how would you say the producing process, it actually, like, what do you need in order to have that right producing process to go into the studio and make a hit for an artist?
It ain't much for me. Pretty much, I just need to take a nap. You know what I'm saying? I don't need no drugs, no alcohol, none of that. That's really when you celebrate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I just need to have some rest, and people just cut my phone off and just go in. You know what I'm saying? I have a clear mind, think, I pray, then I go ahead and handle my business.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, you talking about celebrating? Let's get to the nitty gritty. We talking about Grammys now. We not made it for Grammys, so I think we can start popping some bottles.
You dig? Collars, hey, we popping everything.
Damn right. So like, you know, let them know specifically what you were nominated for those who don't know.
Okay. Earlier this year, I did a record with Migos titled Kelly Price, featuring Travis Scott. The Culture album is nominated for a Grammy right now, so every producer on the album is Grammy-nominated producers at this point. You know what I'm saying? So that's big us. That's a very big accomplishment coming from where I'm from. I think that's pretty much anybody. You know what I'm saying?
That's real. I mean, like the nomination itself, like it's an testament to your hard work. You feel what I'm saying? You've been putting in the work long enough to the point where now you are being nominated for a Grammy. But even before the Grammy, the album went platinum.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Crazy, so I know the check got bigger once the album went platinum. It's the difference between, you know, just hitting 500,000 copies or, you know, gold copies. This thing went platinum. You feel what I'm saying?
Man.
How did that feel when you first heard that the album went platinum?
I was so happy because my grandma and my grandpa, shout out to them, they get to see this. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do this for my family, so they get to see it. I was working so hard to try to accomplish and be successful for my family, and I'm glad they get to see it. So I was real happy they still living and they still get to see it, and I can help take care of them and do everything for them. So we bringing that platinum plaque to the crib.
Damn right.
You know
so is there a music bug in your family, or is there anybody in your family that is really in tune with the music game right now?
Not really. I think me and my uncle Corey.
Okay.
I think he kind of sparked an interest in me, and we used to listen to NWA. I'm older, so you know what I'm saying. We back in the day, we was listening to everything we wasn't supposed to listen to. My grandpa crush up the CD. If you hear cursing, all that, you know what I'm saying. So we was back then. Our influences was each other and what we heard. So we didn't have like a lot of influence with the music. We didn't know. Like it took me the longest to figure out how producers made beats. You know what I'm saying? Back then, you had to buy a lot of software. Hardware, equipment like MPCs and motifs and different keyboards and synthesizers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was hard to get in the game. So it took us the longest to figure that out. You know what I'm saying? So as far as what your question, like we didn't have no influence. It was it's kind of like we started this. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Me and my uncle.
So let me ask you this: as a producer, right? You see a lot of young producers, I'm sure, that reach out to you and say, yo, I want to collab. Right. What would you give advice for a young producer that's on his way up or that's coming up out of college or is just sitting at home trying to figure it out?
I would say to all the young up-and-coming producers, reach out to me. Reach out to people like me. Reach out to whoever. Because a lot of my placements came through other producers and other people that looked out for me, other engineers. It wasn't always the artists. It was people who had connections with the artists. I might get with an artist that's not the top artist on the label and work my way up from that artist. You know what I'm saying? There's different ways you can get up, you know, climb the ladder. You know what I'm saying? So I would say reach out to me, reach out to other producers. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
Keep working and always keep working. It sounds cliche, right, but you got to keep working because when you get that moment, you got to be ready. You know what I'm saying? You got to stay ready.
That's real. Okay. I know for a fact that you have been working for a long time. You've been putting in the work. Rappers, okay, we know rappers that you've worked with. R&B though, what do you feel like the R&B side really needs right now? Because R&B is definitely starting to get a bigger push in the recent future. I mean, in the recent past. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people are getting put on from the SZAs to the Jacqueeces. You know what I mean? Dej Los. You know what I mean? You got a record now on the radio right now with K-Camp called Racks Like This. You know what I mean? Let's talk about that. How does the R&B scene contrast from the rap scene, and how do you even, as a producer, stay in both lanes?
I try to be versatile, but don't keep my focus. Okay. Because sometimes versatility can make it look like you don't have a focus. Like I do this, I do that, I do this. You know what I'm saying? People be like, you all over the place. Yeah. I try to make it make sense. If I'm gonna get into a genre, I'm gonna make it sound exactly how it's supposed to sound. So with the K-Camp record, hey, when Kelly Price came out, when that album went platinum, the first thing I'm thinking in my head, how I'm gonna top this. I'm not thinking, I'm cool, I'm happy about that, my grandma, everybody happy. I'm thinking like, hey, you only good as your last hit. You gotta keep working, man. Don't get hung up on that. Work. Like that K-Camp record was excellent. It's on the radio. That's my first radio single. It's starting to get a buzz. It's doing great. I'm excited about it. I think it's gonna be a dope situation. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, so definitely. Yeah. Well, one thing about us at the Durtty Boyz show is we support good music. So when this song came out and we started hearing it, we definitely vouched for this song opposed to another song that K-Camp had on the radio at the same current time.
Wow, I know.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's just a testament to your hard work and knowing that you have to top that last hit. You feel what I'm saying? So like when we heard the song, you know, of course the melodicness of the beat and then the way that K-Camp rode the beat, you know what I mean? It's definitely a well put together song. Did you mix and engineer that song, or did you just create the beat for it?
I did the beat, so the mixing from the beat is my mix. The mixing from the vocals was another engineer, K-Camp's engineer. Okay. So even with Kelly Price, the same way. They just took my mix and ran with it. They mixed the vocals, and that's my sound, really, at the end of the day, both records.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know that about the record, and that's big to me, too, because he had another dope record, Good Problems, produced by Music Majors. That's my family, and that's the dope record too. So you know what I'm saying, that Racks Like This, I want to make sure with that record it didn't sound like nobody else. It was me all day. It had I like music, you know what I'm saying. So I want to make sure it had me all day. It didn't sound like nobody else. And I told K-Camp as soon as he did that record, I told him, I'm glad you used that beat. Out of all the beats I sent him, I'm glad you used that one.
Nah, that one was definitely that was a real dope one. Yeah. So what is it like working in a studio with CashClayBeats? Like, what does it take for an artist to actually get to that point of even saying, yo, I gotta go work with CashClayBeats? What do I need to do in order to get in the studio with this guy? What would it take to get in the studio with CashClayBeats?
That's a tough one. Right now, we're working on a compilation with T.I.G. Shout out to Oatmeal. That's my guy. With T.I.G. Think It's a Game. New records out with all their artists, and I'm really doing a compilation right now, so I'm tied up at the moment with that type of tip. But anybody can reach out to me on any social media. It's CashClayBeats at all of them, Instagram, everything. DM me. I get back. I listen to people's music. I do everything. I still stay down. You know what I'm saying? So you can get at me. I'll let you know what I got going on if we can make something work.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they can follow you at CashClayBeats?
Yes, sir.
CashClayBeats.
At CashClayBeats.
Okay.
On any social network. You know what I'm saying?